Hey folks, and welcome back to the FPL Tips YouTube channel for yet another video. Hope you're having a great international break, taking a little bit of a break from FPL and reflecting upon how the past 4 game weeks went, and also planning ahead for the future game weeks. And so, for planning, we are coming with a wildcard special, and in this video, we will be discussing deeply on what are the possible wildcard windows going ahead to use your first wildcard of the season. So let's directly dive into it. So what you're going to see in this video will be four distinct wildcard windows, which I have categorized, and I'll be taking you through each of these windows and what are the possible advantages and disadvantages of wildcarding in these windows, and who are the players to target, teams to target, and teams to avoid. So yeah, let's start directly. And first, as we are in our first international break of the season, I brought you the game week 5 wildcard power possibilities. For those which one of you who are contemplating to make hit the wildcard button this week, yeah. So probably let's look at what are the pros and cons. So who should wildcard this week? Primarily for teams which need significant surgery. By significant surgery, I mean at least 5 to 6 players, 7 to 8 moves, which you necessarily need to make, not moves like Saka to Son, where you're taking out a good asset and bringing in a good asset. Moves like you have Joao Pedro, you have Reece James, you have Gabriel, and you have 3 or 4 midfielders who you don't want. Maybe if you think that Mitoma is still there and his fixtures are going bad, and you want to remove him. So players like that. These are the significant moves which I'm looking at. Who you want to remove, and there's a significant gain to be made from that. In that sense, I'd say probably assess your team and see if you need the wild card to be made this week. And also for managers who want to attack the Liverpool, Spurs, and Newcastle fixtures early. So I'll bring up the fixture ticker and you see that currently Newcastle, Liverpool, and Spurs especially have great fixtures coming up. Spurs fixtures are sandwiched between Arsenal and Liverpool, but I think they are still good fixtures from an attacking point of view. So if you want to bring in a Son or Madison, it's not a bad option at all. And same with Liverpool. I think Liverpool have Wolves away, West Ham home, and then eventually in game week 9 their fixtures start looking great. So there are certain assets like Son, like Salah, like Darwin Nunez, and the Newcastle boys as well, who are currently differentials, and bringing them in could boost your could possibly give you a huge rank gain. So for that, let's look at the potential pros. So if you jump, one is you can jump into them, and the second is also to restructure the team and navigate to double game week 7. So double game week 7 is a mini game week where we have Luton and Burnley having double game weeks, which was announced yesterday. So Luton play uh, Everton away and Burnley at home, while Burnley play Newcastle away and Luton away. So this is not an exciting double game week as we'd like, but there are still some points that can be taken. So I think Carlton Morris stands out as a very good option for that particular game week, and he comes at a very affordable price rate at 5.5, and you can use that money to restructure a team and bring in a Salah and maybe a Son as well, and then you have options. Evan Ferguson has put his arm up with a hat trick last week. Visa will continue being an option throughout the season. So if you restructure the team a little bit and you have a cheap striker like Morris for the next few game weeks, and I think before the double game week he also has Wolves at home. If you look at the fixtures, so it could be a decent shout, but I'd not say it's a very it's like a very like you have to play the wild card because of this. It's just a consideration of an advantage that if you play the wild card this week, you can look at, and also can help remove some Brighton assets like Estupinian and Mitoma, because as we clearly see in this, Brighton are 19th for the fixture ticker for the next 5 game week. They have United away, Aston Villa away, Liverpool at home, and Man City away in these 4 game weeks. They have two good home fixtures as well in around it, so you could still choose on holding on to them. So it's not a definite sell these Brighton assets. So that could also mean that you can keep hold of one or two of them and use your transfers to maybe do a Mitoma to a Diaby or a Mbumo, and Joao Pedro out to maybe Alvarez if you think he would start, and also probably Jackson if you have the money still. I think he is underperforming a lot. So it's not a sure to go strategy. But and let's look at some of the cons, which I think are more than the pros in this case. I think you'll need to wait for about 20 to 25 game weeks for your second wildcard. So that might mean that to navigate a few fixture turns, you might need to take hits, and there might be blank game weeks coming in the middle. And yeah, it's not an ideal thing to have having 20 plus game weeks without using your before you use your second wildcard. And the other reason why I say that it's not I wouldn't advise you to go with the game week five wildcard is that teams probably have Mbumo, Sterling, Bruno, Rashford, Foden, Saka, etc., Madison, and some of these good assets right now. And you will be removing these for the likes of Son and Liverpool assets, which are also good assets. And I don't think you need a wild card to do that. So if you think that, I think one of these assets stand out. So if you think Son will outscore Saka in the next 5 game weeks, for example, you can just do Saka to Son. There's no need to hit the wild card button for that. And these are players, Mbumo, Sterling, Bruno, and all of them who have good fixtures, and their fixtures don't turn bad until game week 9, game week 10. So they are good enough holds, and they will continue to give points. So I don't see the point of I don't see a lot of gain by hitting your wild card this week. And the third cons for hitting the wild card this week will be further looking at game week 9 and 10 and game week 19 as windows as well. And you will be missing out on them. That's where there are significant fixture turns. There is a blank game week to navigate to. And they seem like more major talking points, which could make you towards hitting your wildcard button. So with that, let's try to shift our focus to the next wildcard window, which I'm looking at, which is a game week 9 to 10 wildcard. And this is a significant period because a lot of us have 2 to 3 Chelsea assets, maybe a single or double Spurs mids and double United mids, and this is a time where the fixtures turn for them. And at the same time, Aston Villa, Liverpool, and continue to be Newcastle also have great fixtures. So if you look at the pros, we can load with Liverpool players. And wildcard is the best time you can bring in Salah, bring in Darwin. I mean, given Darwin continues to start games, and they have a great run of fixtures. And if we bring you the fixture ticker over here, you see that Arsenal are first and Liverpool are second. Liverpool have Everton at home, Nottingham Forest home, and Luton away in the first 3 games. And Brentford at home is a decent fixture for Liverpool from an attacking point of view as well. And after that, after City, they have Fulham at home. Similar with Aston Villa, they have West Ham at home, Luton at home, Nottingham Forest away, Fulham at home, and then they have Bournemouth away in game week 14. These are really, really good fixtures, and we are talking about 2 teams who are great attacking teams in the leagues at the moment, have been for the past year or so. So in that sense, I think it becomes more sensible to wildcard in game week 9 or game week 10. And also you see the fixture ticker again. I can bring that up again. You see that Chelsea are 19th for the fixtures, and their fixtures completely swing from game week 9 onwards. And a lot of us might be having Chilwell, Sterling, Jackson, Gusto, and it would be a right time to remove these players. And the third advantage of wildcarding then is you can use these 4 game weeks to, in isolation, look at good picks and navigate them. So, for example, Alvarez, who has Nottingham Forest home and Wolves away in the subsequent 2 game weeks, where I think he has great attacking potential. He could be he could score easily, get a haul in these games. And so with Son. Son has Sheffield United home now, and Luton away in game week 8. And also Fulham at home in game week 9. Then these are also great fixtures from a Son point of view. And I mean, he could again haul like he did last week. And also looking at Morris, who's a decent short-term punt if you have the money in your bank, and you can just get him for the double game week and then remove him in the game week 9 or game week 10 wildcard, which doesn't seem like a bad idea to me, because Morris is the talisman for Luton. He has 90 minutes, he has penalties and all that. And also with City, you will get early team leagues, because I think the next 3 game weeks is on the Saturday game week deadline and Saturday fixtures. And you will be getting early team leads, and we have so far we have been getting very reliable early team leads, and that's changed the landscape of the game. So jumping in for maybe if you're not happy with Jackson and if you have a spot for a City player, jump doing Jackson to Alvarez doesn't seem like the worst idea to me. The cons of doing a game week 9 to 10 wildcard is, I think, if you do a game week 9 or 10 wildcard, Salah surely gets in because of how good the fixtures are and how much the potential for him and Liverpool are from an attacking point of view. And that makes it a little unsustainable on the long run. So you will be having Salah and Haaland in your team, like we've discussed so many times, makes the team a little bit unsustainable, and you'll need to restructure and make a lot of moves to get other good assets around, and also makes it difficult to get premium defenders like Trippier, Chilwell. Chilwell, like, of course, his fixtures get bad, but after that, at a point, you might want him back, and there wouldn't be too much of a room to get in Chilwell. You might need to find an enabler here or there. So that obviously becomes an issue. And Liverpool have a prolonged period of good fixtures, and even after the Fulham at home game in game week 14, I think they have great fixtures following that. And also the other thing is, similar to the game week 5 wildcard, there will be a potential still for 18 to 20 game weeks till you use your second wildcard. So that's again something a little tricky, and you'll need to navigate through maybe a few more fixture swings. And if there are any uncertain, like you have a lot of uncertainties, if there are any injuries, if there are any blank game weeks in the middle out of the blue, and it will be difficult to navigate. But I still think it's quite promising because of the fixture swing and how much of a potential there is in the Liverpool and Villa assets, and also removing some Chelsea, United, and Brentford assets. So for teams with 2 or 3 Chelsea assets and maybe double Spurs, United bits, and for teams which don't have Villa or Liverpool assets, this does become an ideal time to hit the wildcard. Yeah, so let's look at the third wildcard window, which I've categorized over here, which is around game week 12 to 14. So if you don't know, if you're not still not sure about game week 9 to 10, and you want to take some more time to hit the wildcard, I think game week 12 to 14 looks like a good window to hit the wildcard, and it has similar pros to 9 and 10. I think Villa fixtures little bit though are not that good enough, but Liverpool still have good fixtures after game week 12, game week 13. They play City away at game week 13, and after that they have good fixtures, especially from an attacking point of view. And and the other thing is, Man City's fixtures turn tricky at that point. I can just pull out the fixtures for this as well. You see that Manchester City over here. Uh, yeah, so they have Chelsea away, Liverpool home, Tottenham home, Aston Villa away. These are fixtures where you might not want a double up or a triple up, and you can just be content with Haaland. And while you look at the other side, I think West Ham also have a great fixture run from game week 9 onwards. So Jared Bowen is a great option. Areola can be your keeper at a very like 4.1, or he might be 4.2 by then. I think good keeper to have as your first, and he rotates well with Turner, as we discussed previously. And other than that, Arsenal have good fixtures. Brighton get back their good fixtures. But City, you can't remove a City player or two other than Haaland in this window, and that could become viable for a few games. And where, as I said, Brighton fixtures turn good, and also you'll get more clarity on European progression. So it'll be like 4 game weeks done in the European competitions, and also with player rotations. Who are, like, how strong are Newcastle, Brighton, Aston Villa lining up in their European competitions? Who are the ones who are getting substituted? We'll get a lot of information around that. So I think waiting that could also be viable. But of course, the game week 9 one of the main pros is looking at Liverpool and Villa assets, who you'll miss out on if you push the wildcard a little bit. And there does seem like good upside in that, but you will be missing out on that. And also, if you have a lot of Chelsea assets, and you might like they will be either priority transfer out, or like you will end up holding maybe 1 or 2 of them, and which is not really ideal. So that becomes a disadvantage of pushing your wildcard to game week 12 or 14. But who should wildcard in this? For managers who want to bring back their Brighton assets, and if they have removed their Brighton assets through that difficult fixture period, yeah, you can bring them back. And also to remove Foden, Alvarez, and City defender and get an alternative in that sense, does look like a viable option in this game, in this wildcard window. And the fourth and final wildcard window I've chosen is the game week 19 wildcard window, waiting all the way until just one week left for the wildcard to expire. The first wildcard to expire is where this window falls, and I don't hate it, but because I think you can navigate well with the for the blank game week 18 which Brentford and City have, and remove all the Brentford and City players. I think Spurs play Everton at home, so Madison and Son become really good captaincy options in that game week, and then you can end up wildcarding in game week 19. One probable, I think that there is a potential to drop quite a few ranks in the meantime, because you won't have a wild card. You might be taking more hits, and you might lose value on a lot of players. So that is a potential a disadvantage. But I think there is a relatively short turnaround between wildcard 1 and wildcard 2. So if you do get wildcard 2 in game week 19, you give yourself the best possible chance to strategize for the second half of the season, where I think a lot of FPL managers generally tend to get a rank high, and like a lot of different double game weeks, blank game weeks to navigate. We'll get more clarity with how the FA Cup and no, not FA Cup but League Cup, how it's going through, and yeah, who do emerge as answers. You'll get much more information by game week 19. So for managers who are confident to navigate the fixture swings from now until game week 19, and also for managers to remove Brentford and City assets in blank game week 18, I think this becomes a viable option. And just to look at some of the fixture, I think after that you can bring back your Chelsea assets, you can bring back your Brighton assets. Aston Villa have a good fixture run. United or Spurs also have great fixture run, and that at that point you can maybe remove Salah. You can remove back Salah. You can structure back to how your like first game week squad was, with a lot of a decent six to eight and 8.5 million midfielders, and come back to the 3-5-2 formation. And we might have clarity on like the better strikers at that point. And I think there's a potential for Tony coming back at some point. So I feel like it's not the worst possible game week to wildcard as well. But from my point of view, I think I am personally leaning towards wildcarding in game week 9, because I think there is the fixture swing is massive in that point, and I think I can navigate on a medium to long term as well with my picks, and I think the blank game week is not too much of an issue. We can navigate around that. Probably bench Haaland, remove the other City assets before, like if they don't have great fixtures just before the blank also. So removing the other City assets doesn't seem like a bad option. So I think game week 9 to 10 stands first for me, and then I think game week 12 to 14 stands, because I think there are quite a few fixtures to navigate, and for quite a few different upside chasing for to go with. And then game week 19 wildcard comes third in the ranks for me, and game week 5 World Cup wildcard, which is now, stands fourth for me, because I think there's still a few more weeks to get a little bit more of information, and also I think you can navigate through these fixtures. Alvarez is someone I'm looking to bring in if there are early team leagues, and I think I don't see a lot of team needing surgery right now. They have decent their midfielders have decent fixtures. They have good defenders. Maybe bring in a Newcastle defender if required. But I think other than Newcastle, I don't see a lot of different fixture swings in Game Week 5 wildcard. So that's why it stands for. So that's it from today's video. And if you did like, please hit the like button and do subscribe to the channel for more such videos coming your way. And if you have any thoughts around when you want to wildcard, any questions around it, please use the comment section to ask them, to give us more thoughts, to ask more questions. And we will be coming up with more exciting content following up your way. Thank you.